Alright, take a look at my audience here, my in-person audience, and then I have the rest of my viewers online. So here we go. What if I were to tell you that there was a $10 billion industry that was out there untapped, or we barely touched the surface of it? In this day and age, when there's money to be made, we should be looking into it. Welcome to the world of marijuana legalization. So today I'm going to go ahead and give you a little background on some of the laws of marijuana, how they currently stand, and basically why we should legalize it as far as the economic impact, and really is there a real downfall to legalizing marijuana. So we'll first start with the laws as they currently stand. Right now, the state of Colorado and Washington State have legalized the use of recreational marijuana. As of 2012, voters approved it. So basically, it works the same as alcohol. You have to be 21, and in a lot of cases, it's a little more strict than alcohol as far as having extra security, quite the check to be able to purchase it. So it's not just free to the kids. It's still very regulated. Since '96, there's been 20 states, including the District of Columbia, that have approved the use of medicinal marijuana. And basically what that works out is for a use of symptoms, ailments, you have to be prescribed by a doctor. However, it is still federally illegal. It's still classified as a Schedule I drug, so basically the feds have lumped it in with heroin, cocaine, methamphetamine. We do see that the penalties for it are quite a bit less than these other drugs, but still recognized as an illegal substance. And we do see this is true for the medicinal patients as well. In 2005, in the case of Gonzalez v. Reich, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that the federal government can still deem weed illegal and can prosecute as such. And that's why we've seen the various raids at different facilities. Now, it has begun to cut back, has become less of a priority for the government, but still, it's still affecting people's lives when they really aren't criminals. So we said the states have begun to relax on a lot of the penalties. We do see now that most cases, even in cases where are states where it is still illegal, the penalties are a little more than a slap on the wrist. Usually it's just a fine. But where we do see the bigger penalties are your repeat offenders. So it's not really violent offenders that we're dealing with. These are regular users that are being put in jail for just using this for all intents and purposes harmless drug. So now we kind of take a look at the laws. Let's take a really look at the benefit of legalizing marijuana. So last year, in the first year of legalization, per the Colorado Department of Revenue, they sold over $700 billion worth of marijuana. And that was a windfall for the state of $53 million in tax revenue. Now, it wasn't quite what they were projecting, but I guess basically it's $53 million more than there was anyways. And these are people that are going to basically see $700 million. People are spending the money one way or the other, whether it's legalized or not. So might as well make a buck on it. So that's just the state of Colorado. So we really want to look at how the future and how this can affect the rest of the nation. So there's a study done by a Dr. Jeffrey Myron, a visiting professor of economics at Harvard. And per his study, he determined that the United States could bring in approximately $10 to $14 billion just in tax revenue off the sale of recreational marijuana. And that also includes medicinal sales as well, but we're more focused on the recreational use. In addition to the tax revenue, we're also looking at a possible savings of $8 billion in government spending just to regulate the prohibition of marijuana. So instead of spending this money to regulate these non-violent criminals, the money could be spent elsewhere, as well as bringing in revenue from the sales. But the big drawback, I think a lot of people that look down on the use of marijuana is just there's really the morality clause. Is it right? And a lot of people think that the increased use of marijuana is going to lead to increase in crimes. As you know, the reefer madness craze is going to go on here. But not so fast, my friend. Just in Colorado alone, we saw from 2013 to 2014 a decrease in crime across the state. And to further on that, there was a study done at the University of Texas that also concurs that the use of marijuana may reduce crime. To quote the study, substituting marijuana for alcohol leads to minor reductions in violent crimes that can be detected at the state level. And basically, I mean, it is a safer alternative. I mean, not that it's necessarily a safe substance, but it's not the worst thing that's out there. So in conclusion, we take a look back on the legalization of marijuana. We don't see a real big drawback here. There's just a lot of money to be made, a lot of revenue. The jobs that were created in Colorado alone, we saw over 10,000 jobs that were created just off of this industry that wouldn't have been there otherwise. And if you spread that across the country, I mean, it's just there's money to be made, jobs to be made. And basically, it comes down to if you don't believe in marijuana and the marijuana use, you could choose not to use it. Just the way that you choose not to use alcohol or cigarettes or any other substance that you may deem harmful to you. And as we see, if we opened up the recreational use and recreational sale, we're not going to see a big increase in crime either. So we'll close with this. As philosopher Terence McKenna put it, if the words life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness don't include the right to experiment with your own consciousness, then the Declaration of Independence is not worth the hemp it was written on. Thank you. And here's my audience. Thank you.